Hello students, welcome back to Science Online Classes. I am Jafar Basha, your science teacher. Dear students, in the previous classes we studied about the mixture. What in the lesson is the matter around the sphere. Okay, so in that one we studied a pure substance, the mixture, the types of mixture, and we started the topic called solution also. Let me recall once again the what is a solution. The solution, it is a type of homogeneous mixture of two or more substances which are dissolved in it completely. So that's why we cannot see the dissolved particles in it. Like that one evenly distributed into the solution. They are it is called as solution. Each solution contains two components. The one is a solvent and another one is a solute. Remember, when the solvent and solute together form a solution. So it means there are two components of the solution called as solvent and solute. The question will arise, what is a solvent? The solvent is a type of component which dissolves the another component in it. Understood? Remember once again, the solvent is a type of component which dissolves the other component in it. It is called as solvent. And it is larger in amount. Remember, more amount is present, that is called as solvent. Then the solute. The solute is a type of component which can dissolve in solvent, and it is always lesser in amount. We can take an example of water and sugar. The sugar is dissolved into the water, so that's why here the water is a solvent and the sugar is a solute. The water can dissolve the sugar in it and the sugar can dissolve in water. So that's why the solvent and solute together and form a solution. Got it, all of you? So let's, after knowing about that one solution, about the solvent and the solute, we have to know the properties of a solution. Let me see that one, the properties of solution. So it is a number of properties I have written that one. Let me know. So it is a homogeneous mixture. As I told you, homogeneous means equally distributed particles into the solution. So such type of mixture is called as homogeneous. Understood? So the solution is one of the homogeneous mixture. The next property, the particles are smaller than 1 nanometer in size. The particles of solute, remember the particles of solute which is dissolved into the solvent, they are very small in size, which are comparing to the less than 1 nanometer in size. Got it? Then next, third property is they do not scatter a beam of light. Why they cannot scatter? Because the particle size is too small to scatter. Understood? So that's why, because of the small in size, the particles of the solution will not scatter a beam of light through the solution. Then the particles do not separate from each other by filtration. So for example, when I am giving that one the sugar solution, the already sugar is dissolved into the water. Now the sugar solution prepared. When I am giving the sugar solution to you to filter, to separate the sugar, can we separate by filtration? No. So we cannot separate the sugar from the water from the sugar solution by the process of filtration. Understood? So like that one they are telling the particles do not separate with each other by the filtration process. Then at last, the solute particles which are dissolved into the solvent will not settle down when it is left aside undisturbed. If you are keeping aside the sugar solution for 1 hour, 2 hours, then also the sugar particles will not separate, will not settle down. Understood? So these are the few properties of solution is there. Because of these properties, the solution, if the solution will not, the particles will not settle down, means the solution is stable. Understood? So these are the properties of solution. After knowing this one, let me know what are the types of solution. Now next, the types of solution. The types of solution is different in different manner because the depending upon the amount of solute. Remember, depending upon the amount of solute dissolved in the solvent, the solution are of different types. The first one is the dilute, then next concentrated, then next saturated, then the fourth one is unsaturated. So these are the four different type of solutions are there based on the amount of solute dissolved in the solvent. The first one is dilute. The dilute type of solution in which the less solute but more solvent. So remember, in the dilute type of solution, the less amount of solute will dissolve in more amount of solvent. Understood? Then next, concentrated. The concentrated type of solution in which the more amount of solute and the less amount of solvent is present. The solvent is less, but the solute is in more amount. So that type of solution is called as concentrated solution. Then next is saturated. The saturated type of solution in which the maximum amount of solute dissolved into the solvent at a given temperature. Or otherwise we can say there are no more solute can dissolve into the solvent at a given temperature. So that is called as maximum solute and minimum solvent. So remember, we can take an example of syrup. So it is no more solute can add. So the highest amount of solute already added into the solvent. So that's why there are no more possibilities are there to add the solute. So such type of solution is called as saturated solution at a given temperature. Understood? Then next, unsaturated. The unsaturated type of solution in which the below the saturation level. Below the saturation level of the solution is called as unsaturated solution. It means, just take an example, if the maximum capacity of the sugar solution is 10 tablespoon of sugar. If we are added 10 spoon of sugar into the water, then it is become saturated. But unsaturated means just below the saturation level. It means 8 spoon of sugar or 9 spoon of sugar if you are adding into the water. If there is a more, still possibilities are there to add the sugar into the solvent. So such type of solution is called as unsaturated solution at a given temperature. Understood everyone? So these are the four different type of solutions are there in which dilute, concentrated, saturated and unsaturated. And one more thing is there, the ability of a solute in dissolve into the water highest capacity. So that capacity is also called as solubility of that solvent. Understood? The solubility of the solute into the solvent is called as solubility. Understood? The next one comes the how to calculate the concentration. Okay, see that one, how to calculate the concentration of a solution. So the first formula is there. The concentration of solution is the amount of solute dissolved in a given amount of solvent. So that's why we can have the formula concentration of solution is equal to amount of solute divided by amount of solvent. Okay, so by knowing this one concentration, we have to check out what is the percentage of the concentration. Understood? So that's why there are two formulas are there to find out the percentage. The first one is mass by mass percentage of solution, The second one is mass by volume percentage of the solution. One is by mass by mass, another one is mass by volume. So the first formula is there. The mass by mass percentage of solution is equal to mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. So like that one, the second formula is there. The mass of volume percentage of solution is equal to mass of solute divided by the volume of solution into 100. So based on these formulas, we can easily calculate the percentage of solution if they are given by mass or otherwise they are given by volume. So let me see how. Okay, come to that one, how to calculate. Take an example. A solution contains 40 grams of common salt and 320 grams of water. Calculate the concentration in terms of mass by mass percentage of the solution. The question is there. So let me have to write down the solution. For the solution we have to take that given. What they given in the question. First, mass of solute, the salt. How much salt given? We given that one 40 grams of salt. Then next, this 40 grams of salt is only 320 grams of water. So it means mass of solvent water is 320 grams. Then we have to be calculated by solute and solvent. So we can easily identify the mass of solution. As I told you, the solute plus the solvent is equal to solution. So it means we have to be add this solute plus a solvent. So how much is that one? For 320 plus 40 is equal to 360 gram. So it means what is the mass of solution? The 360 gram is the mass of solution when we are adding the solute plus solvent. Then we come to that one by taking this one. So we have to be identify the mass or mass percentage of solution. Already we have the formula, that is mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. Then we have to be place that the values. The mass of solute. How much the mass of solute is there? 40 gram. So we have to take that one 40 gram divided by the mass of solution we have in 360 gram. So 40 divided by 360 into 100. So when we are divide this 40, so 0 0 cancel, 4 1s are 4 9s are. So it means 1 divided by 9 is there. 1 divided by 9 is, it means in decimal 0.11 into 100. Okay, so when we are multiplying 0.111 into 100, so then we will have the values of 11.11%. Understood? So this is the answer how we are getting. So when we are taking this one, multiply 0.111 into 100, then we will get the value of 11.11%. That is the mass percentage of solution. Like this, we will easily identify the percentage of the solution. Hope you understood. The remaining part of the lesson we will continue in our next classes. Thank you.